All right. Well, joining me now on the Broken Amp, I have fellow pop punkers. I have Stay for the Years. What's going on, guys?
Hello.
Hey, thank you so much for having us, Bill.
Of course. Yeah. No, thank you. Thanks for joining the show. I appreciate you taking the time. I know we've actually tried linking up a few weeks ago. We just had Mother Nature, we've had traffic, we had scheduling conflicts. So I'm glad we were able to finally connect and get some time here. So I do appreciate it. So kicking it off, if you wouldn't mind, I was hoping that maybe you both could introduce yourself and tell us what your role is in the band.
Absolutely. You go ahead, DJ.
I'm DJ. I'm the singer. Used to be bassist. Just singer now.
Soon to be bassist again.
Soon to be bassist again.
Okay.
Soon to be bassist again, apparently. And yeah.
I'm Dakota. I also sing. I play rhythm guitar, and I'm the primary songwriter and lyricist of the band.
Okay, nice. Yeah, the dual vocals I think is pretty cool. Like you both said that you're singers. I think it just brings a different element to the songs. It gives it a really good dynamic. But I'm curious now, and I have to ask, former bassist, soon to be again bassist, what's going on with that?
Well, when we started back up again, we had took a bit of a 4-year hiatus, and I guess we were using a app called Banter, where we had found a guy that wanted to play bass for us. So the position was filled, but Dakota still wanted me to sing. So I was like, sure, I'll still come on and sing a few songs. And now we're trucking along again.
Yeah.
We eventually had to split ways with that bassist, though. So
Sure.
now we're looking to fill that position again, so to speak.
Okay.
He's well, we haven't. He's technically still in the band, but he had a work opportunity that it takes him away at 6 weeks at a time, and then he's back for 2. It's kind of like like oil filled schedule type of stuff. So
sure.
That's hard. Like so you'll still see him. He's still in the band. He'll probably come like record his parts and things like that because he's a really badass bassist.
Sure.
And but yeah, it's just a little bit hard scheduling practice and shows around a schedule like that.
Yeah, I totally get that. Yeah, it's funny because even like when I had bands formed and everything like that, I kind of had the same issue. Like the drummer got someone pregnant, bass player got, like I said, I'm in Wisconsin. I had a bass player who got a job opportunity in Chicago, so we had to move to Chicago. So it was kind of like, so I totally get it. I totally can relate to that. Yeah. And going back to the dual vocals thing of what you do when you guys formed, like was that always the goal of what you wanted to do, or did it just happen organically because you're both singers?
I will say I've known Dakota for more than half my life at this point, I believe. Technically, or about
something. Yeah,
we met in high school, so and we've been singing ever since.
Nice.
So that was always kind of the thing we did together at all times of the day, even before we thought about starting a band.
Right.
So
sure.
I think that was always in the cards for us.
For sure. And some big inspirations of ours, like our namesake, is from a Mayday Parade song. And so yeah, we've always enjoyed their dual vocals and the beautiful harmonies, and we tried to make that our own and implement it into our music as much as we can.
Yeah, Mayday Parade is good. It's one of the bands that I've always listened to in my journey. Still have them in my playlist. Totally get it. And I totally, now that you say that, I see the influence that you have from there. That's great. That's great. So one of my questions was, how did the band come together? How'd you meet? But yeah, that makes a lot of sense. Like you guys met in high school. You've been, friends for almost half your life. So that's great. When you formed, did you just start writing your own original stuff right away, or did you start covering songs? What was that like?
So I'll go ahead and take that question. This was I've been playing guitar a lot. I met DJ when I was in middle school and he was in high school, like just like around that time frame. And I had probably been playing guitar and like writing my own songs for a few years. It was more of like acoustic, like singer-songwriter stuff, but I always had like a love for pop punk ever since like hearing Green Day. It's a big reason why I like picked up the guitar, and that transitioned into All Time Low during like the MySpace days, and it was just that was the course from all the way back then. And so yeah, I think I've been playing guitar since like maybe 2006 or 5 or something like that.
Okay.
And then I think I've been writing songs even longer than that. It's just something that I've always loved doing. And then met up with DJ, and especially when you're young, you're just always excited to find other people who like the kind of music that you like, especially like a little bit more niche genre. For over here in Texas, like it's pretty much country or rap, and then like not far in between. It's changed a bit. We've definitely
it's changed a lot,
like
actually.
The scene has definitely grown like a lot here,
Yeah.
and we're happy to be a part of that. And but yeah, it was just really exciting. And then like we like obviously we get along super well as friends, and then so we would just like I remember us like singing Rock Band together, and like doing like Panic at the Disco songs, and Paramore, try to sing the Paramore song.
Yeah, try.
Sound horrible,
Yeah. I saw Panic live years back when they were on tour with Fall Out Boy. I think that was like 2005, 2006 or something like that.
Oh my
God. so with you saying that you've been playing guitar, writing songs since 2006, were you self-taught? Did you take lessons? What made you just be like, I want to start playing guitar, I want to be in the music, I want to start singing?
So yeah, I remember I just like like begged my parents, like I was like, I'll do anything, like any amount of chores, anything. We didn't grow up with like a whole lot of money or anything, but we got like a cheap guitar, and I just like really wanted to play it, and I don't know why, I just always felt like drawn to the instrument. And from going on from there, I ended up taking lessons, I think around like 2007, with a guy named Don Pack, who passed away in 2018. And he was like a grandfather to me. And he always told me that I was like his best student, and that he didn't have anything to teach me anymore. But I kept going for like years and years, just every Saturday to see him. And like he'd help me with songwriting. He was like an older like country musician, but he was just like very open-minded. And we played a lot of jazz music together, a lot of blues. And he even taught me my first Green Day song. So
wow.
I wrote a song called Saturdays about him that we're going to be in the studio a little bit later. And
nice.
It's a song that's very special to me.
Yeah, I would love to hear it when you have that done. What was the first Green Day song that you played?
Oh, it was Time of Your Life.
Okay, course. Yeah. That's fitting.
And then I learned Brain Stew like shortly after that,
Brain Stew is like one of my, I don't know why, I just love the simplicity behind it, but I just love how just kind of like just raw it sounds, like just with the scratching and the guitars and everything like that. Yeah, it's really cool. So for me, I'm a big Blink-182 fan.
Oh, that's
yeah.
When I grew up, it was always kind of like Green Day versus Blink-182. Who's better? Who's the grandfather of pop punk? And the argument was always like, well, Green Day is more punk and Blink is more pop. So I don't know. I always lean more towards Blink-182 because that's what I grew up with. I just think just as a kid hearing Dude Ranch, hearing Damn It,
for sure,
and then just how they've evolved over there. I've always been drawn to it. So so I got to ask, where do you stand on that spectrum?
You can go first, DJ. You like Blink-182 or Green Day better?
I think I'm more of a Blink fan for sure.
Okay.
Me personally, definitely grew up with both.
Yeah.
But I'd have to say Blink for sure.
Man, it's
a little different for this guy.
It's a super tough question because I love them so much. I think like I'm more inspired like songwriting wise and things like that by Blink-182. I just feel like really they just have such a strong presence in the like pop punk community, and like all of my favorite bands, that was their favorite band, so
sure.
But definitely I think like if not for Green Day, I wouldn't be playing music. So it's a really tough question for me to answer. I think I know more Blink songs if I had to be honest.
Sure. Yeah. That respectable. Yeah.
One of my big inspirations is actually Simple Plan, which is also inspired by Blink. So it's just like, it made me want to learn how to sing back right when I got into high school.
Sure.
Just 50 years ago.
50 years ago. But Yeah, I never got any lessons or anything. Also, similar situation, not a lot of money to go around.
Sure.
But I did do high school choir, which was fun.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that had to be like good training for your vocals and
Oh,
all that
yeah.
kind of stuff, eh?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you should have heard us when we first started singing.
it was not good.
We were so bad, so bad. We've had to put in a lot of work, and you know, we're not too bad now. So
We're all right.
Yeah.
DJ also screams in the band too. I was gonna mention that earlier. That so he does a lot of like the intricate harmonies, and he does like, you know, screams, like different kinds of like fry vocals and stuff like that. So we also took the opportunity of having somebody who wanted to be our dedicated bassist to like allow him to take like more of a lead like position and like, you know, add some stuff to our sound. And I think it's been a really good decision. So
That's great. That is great. Yeah. So did you play in other bands before you formed Stay for the Years, or was just kind of like this from the start and that's just what you've been evolving and working on since?
I was in a church youth group for a little bit when
Okay.
I was picking it up in
Yeah.
high school. That didn't last very long.
Sure.
We made a few practices and learned a few songs. It was pretty neat.
Yeah.
Played a few times at the church, but I just yeah, I won't get into religion.
Sure.
Just where only other thing I've ever been in.
Yeah. Okay, cool.
And I mean, this has been my dream project forever. You know, I've poured every song pretty much I've ever written into it, and you know, it has definitely been my only main band. I guess you would say like during our like break, I just kind of met up with like a few other musicians and things like that, but nothing never official or anything like that. Just
Sure.
It's Stay for the Years. Yeah, we've been a band since 2013, and we made it with our best friend Chris, who used to play lead guitar in our band, and due to a medical, I guess you'd call it emergency, he's no longer able to play music, and so that was the reason for the hiatus, and has been, you know, like a point of conflict for us, considering whether to not to continue with the band or you know, like break up or different things like that. But it never quite felt right. And then so we finally, like, Chris is doing okay. He's making strides. He just to kind of sum it up, you know, he had a stroke from a heart procedure at the age of 23.
Wow.
And can no longer, you know, play music, or at this point can't like really live by himself and stuff. But he's at home, you know, he's doing better, you know, every little step. And, you know, we continue to want the best for him, and have his full blessing to continue with the band, and is something that was really important for me.
That's great. Yeah. Well, shout out to Chris if he ever hears this. You know, that's heavy. That's heavy. And I mean, it sounds like you have a good bond with all of them, and you actually put the, you know, your own desires ahead of that, saying like, what would, you know, Chris want, you know, respecting his wishes. And it's really cool of him to like give his blessing to keep going on with Stay for the Years.
He was like a rock in the band, especially like for me. You know, like we would always spend like countless sleepless nights of like working on guitar parts and writing songs. And you know, I always told him, I'm like, dude, as long as you're there, I know we can make it. And so it was like I had a lot of growth to do after I couldn't rely on him anymore. So
for sure, yeah. And it kind of leads me to my next, I guess, segue. Or my question is, when we first met, like just through Instagram, it was when I was listening to that pop punk playlist, and it was your song "Fight or Flight" is what made me discover it. The opening bass line is super cool. So now I have to ask, like, was it you that wrote it, DJ, or was that
you?
Did I write it, or did you write and have me play it?
You know, there was a lot of that. Is that I taught DJ how to play bass as a guitar player, so there was definitely some learning curves with that.
Sure. Yeah.
I think I might have technically written that like on acoustic guitar, and I was like, hey, this will sound good on bass.
Sure.
And then DJ played it like even better than me.
It is me playing it in the recording. So,
Okay. Yeah. It's super cool. I love when the main guitar riff just busts in right after that. I think the song it catches you right from the start. And again, the dual vocals just going back and forth. It's just a good jam. I mean, I really like it. I've been listening on my Spotify for it. And I'm just like curious about like, can you just talk a little bit about what that song's about and what it means to you?
No, absolutely. You want to go ahead?
I'll let you. I mean, you wrote it. I'll chime in.
All right. So that song, "Fight or Flight," I'd say it's a callback to one. It was inspired by State Champs, which was a super big influence in us whenever we started our band, especially like got into it trying to find our identity, and it's inspired by the song "Losing Myself."
Mm-hmm. I know that one. Yep.
Absolutely, and in that song, it has a line where it's talking about like I'll always remember the wood grain beneath my feet, racing the busy street, and then so that that helped me like like I just thought that was like such a cool line, and that helped me like want to write a song about like being with my friends and like in the face of adversity, just like using it to grow and like a new perspective on like small towns, the typical pop punk trope of like, oh, I hate my small town, like this town sucks and that kind of thing. I was like, I moved from San Antonio, which is like a big city, over to Seguin whenever I was in high school, and I met DJ and all these wonderful people there, and so the song is kind of like, I would say, an anthem to like humble beginnings to just where we are now. And I think another like important callback to it is we're big nerds. There's like a video game reference and like D&D elements and stuff like that. You can see the artwork and stuff too. So it's just about overcoming like all the odds against you, and you're like I said, like a twist, a new perspective of the pop punk trope.
Yeah. Well, I think that sums it up perfectly.
Thank you.
So with that, your sound is really polished. I think it's apparent that you put a lot of good studio time in, which I think recording's fun, perfecting your songs, making sure you're putting a good product out there, like we kind of talked about earlier. Do you like being in the studio? Do you like that whole writing process and the recording process? I think, of course, there's nothing like just plugging into your gear and rocking out, but do you prefer performing live? Do you prefer studio time? Do you like a mix of both?
I definitely think it's a mix of both, especially smaller artists like us who don't have record labels. Obviously, we have to put in the extra time and money to get a good studio opportunity for one, and then can be hit or miss. We have to kind of make sure all of our things are on point because it needs to be basically one takes for it to save us the most money. So it is a little bit of a stress point, but also it is just really nice putting in that time, the effort to just like get it done in the studio in a timely manner.
It's really rewarding.
It is really rewarding. All of the singles we have released the past year, maybe year and a half, year.
Within the last year.
Within the last year, we recorded. We had put a lot of time practicing to make sure that those were going to come out correctly. Of course, playing live is great, excellent. It's fun. It's always a blast going up there. Really hot.
Yeah, I can imagine really hot.
We're both big men.
Yeah, we're big boys.
It gets a little hot, but other than that, it's a fantastic time. Honestly,
it was. I feel like playing live is a really good outlet. You just let out any angst, you let out any emotion that you have. If you're feeling good, you're feeling bad. I feel like it can cure it all. So, what was your first gig like then?
Yeah.
So was that Jack Spar?
Oh man, who even knows at this
point?
I
think it was Jack Spar. Technically,
yeah, our first
official electric band gig. We did a battle of the bands.
Okay.
How many practices had we had?
Oh geez, like we had been a band like I think a month or two, and then we got invited by this group that used to be around called like Guerrilla Music or something like that, and they did a battle of the bands to where it's a bunch of local bands and things like that, and they pull from all over, and I had really bad stage fright, and I was overcoming that too, as especially like then like, and I had never probably seen so many people in my life, especially in such a small venue, and spoilers, but we got second place. The band that beat us is actually Pentatonics, a band from like near Dallas. They're huge, very famous. And as soon as they went on, it was like, oh yeah, we lost. It's just not even close. They were so put together, and it was crazy. But we were very happy with second place and won like $400. And
it was
great. It was a super great moment that I'll never forget.
Yeah, and you know what? Second place, only behind Pentatonics is like, that's a huge accomplishment. That's rad, man. Like that's really cool.
Yeah. It was super cool.
So from that very first gig to the last gig you played, what's changed between it? Is it just more of like, is your gear better? You got a better stage presence, bigger audience? Like what's the difference?
I will say stage presence is definitely one of our, especially starting out, weakest points, because obviously we spent a lot of time with the music, so like we got second place the first time we played. Like the music's always been on the right track, but as far as like us doing being present on stage, it used to be a big issue.
We're present.
It's gotten a lot better now. The league's better, honestly.
So much better, definitely. I think especially like for me, like like stage fright and like just like not feeling super comfortable in your own body and stuff, I think that played a big part for me and perhaps like other members in the band, because we were all kind of like like oddities, like grouped up together, that just really loved for the music, but we never been like super like into ourselves or extroverted per se. So there's been a lot of like challenges as the band just was mostly all introverts, just like growing in a way of just like even just like having like wanting people to get to check out our band. So it's been a beautiful journey and we've grown a lot from it. And so definitely gear helps a lot. We we have tube amps that are super heavy that we have to get a workout all the time with.
Right.
And although some things stay the same, I'm pretty sure we've been using the same bass amp ever since our first purchase. So
sure,
that thing's we've had it fixed a couple times. That thing's a beast. And we found this like setup like bass guitar that we still use, and I've switched from Gibson to Fender. All different types of things. But I think the biggest thing that has changed is just we're more confident now. We know what we're doing. We you know what I mean? And so it's just like we've played like 100 shows, you know what I'm saying? And compared to our first time, we've grown a lot from it. We still have a lot to learn, and we've just been a band back again for 1 year this time since we've released our last single, Don't Let Me Fall, and our first single actually ever in 2024. So
okay, yeah, that's a good one too. Yeah, I like that one.
Appreciate it.
And I feel like if the music's good, the stage presence can take a back seat to it, because people are going to appreciate the good musicianship rather than if you're crowd surfing or jumping around on stage. So I feel like you have it figured out with that. Like, put the music first, and the rest will follow. Is what I believe.
I agree too, because it's like definitely for me there was a big bias on like I'm just listening to the music. I don't even watch music videos half the time of the bands that I really love. Like I didn't know what like Mayday Parade looked like until I saw them in concert. I just was like, this music is for me. That's all I knew.
Yeah, I get that. I went from having to be first at the stage so I can catch a pick or something to like, I just want to stand in the back with a beer and just kind of like enjoy it for what it is. So I've definitely come full circle on that. So I really only have 2 more questions for you, and then the rest we can just open up to whatever else you want to let us know. But when was that moment when you realized, like, I really want to do this? I really want to pursue music seriously and make something out of it?
It's a hard question. You have an answer for you, DJ?
We can just say it's always you've always wanted to do it then.
I guess for me, while DJ's still thinking, I think, especially like I said, just being someone who's like pretty introverted and like having a hard time making connections with people and whatnot at first, and just coming from the kind of background that I do, I think just seeing like how lovely, I just can't think of a better word to describe that than lovely, is just to be connected by people by something so strong like music. I think it's wonderful. I think from the first time that I was able to open my eyes from stage fright, that I just knew that this is where I want to be. I want to be playing my songs for people. I want people to hear them. I want to write songs that move people like music moves me. And, I want to tell our story.
Yeah. I think that's well said. I don't think I could have said it any better myself. I think that's great.
Thank you. Yeah. You have anything to add, DJ? You can say Jack's Bar.
No.
The crowd screamed for us when they said stay for the years, and like so many people, like a thunderous roar of crowd. Like I had never thought that many people would be so excited about our band, especially
for sure.
I think for me, actually, it was the show before we went on our hiatus. It was probably one of our best shows ever.
Oh yeah, I'm getting goosebumps thinking about it.
Nice.
Sorry, it's a bit of a...
Yeah, it's hard. We have a lot of like history, especially like with that place and stuff.
Yeah. And that's a great memory.
It was just the moment I feel like I knew we could do something with this.
Yeah. Yeah. That's got to be such a good feeling, just to know like you're doing your passion, you're doing what you love. You were put here for a reason, and you found that reason, because a lot of people don't. So I think that's really great, guys. I think that's great. So I have one more question. It's probably easier, which is it's pretty simple. So what's next for the band? What do you got coming up next?
Actually, I think we're very close to releasing our first EP. Not technically our first, but our first real EP is what I'll say.
Don't listen to the other one, please.
Okay.
God, we were just high schoolers, and it sounds so bad, but we leave it up there for Chris because he still listens all the time.
Sure, yeah, and that's great. That's great. Yeah, gotta leave it up for Chris for sure.
But yeah, Chris, if you're listening, you enjoy it. Anyone else, please don't. Just spare me.
I'm not even gonna go look for it then. We're just gonna leave it for Chris to just enjoy it himself.
There's one song on there I like.
Yeah, our most listened to song right now is "I've Been." That one's cool. So if you have to check something out, you can check that out. But
okay,
I think "Don't Let Me Fall," Her Name's Misfortune, "Fight or Flight." I think that better represents who we are, especially now today. There's like 10 years apart from when those albums released. Sure. And what's next for us is we have that EP coming out. It's called Sleepless Nights. This is our first official announcement of that. So album name leaked.
Oh yeah.
And and then we also have a really cool music video that I went broke for. So
okay.
So please stream it.
Will do, and I will spread the word all the way up here as well and get the word out. So guys, this is great. Thanks for taking the time. It was great to finally connect with you, see you in person, and hear a little bit more about your story. So definitely we'll stay in touch, and we'll keep spinning your tracks.
Okay, great. Can I give a quick shout out to our Linktree, please?
Of course.
All right, awesome. That's Linktree, Stay for the Years. Linktree/Stay for the Years. Perfect. Appreciate you guys.
All right.
Appreciate it.
Thanks, guys.